First Gen Wealth, we talk about an entrepreneur's journey to creating wealth. I've got a lot of friends, a lot of colleagues, a lot of peers that they're brought up with money and the ability to handle and figure that out. Finding dollars has always been easy. Finding a deal, making money, I can do that. What to do with it to make it continue to earn so we do have that generational wealth, that's the missing piece. We want our money that we've earned through blood, sweat, and tears to now go to work for us. So that money is making money while we're sleeping. Hey, so we're nearing back to school time, and the family and I are up north. So we kind of forgot or neglected to get an extra episode in. So a few weeks back, I actually had the opportunity to give a speech at a marketing event for local business owners. And you've heard me talk in the past few episodes about your network. And in this podcast, or in this speech, I talk about your personal brand. And I think that's something that's pretty important, and it's definitely a way that you can expand your network. So I want you to tune into this speech I gave a few weeks back at the marketing update, monthly marketing update in downtown Owasso with the local business owners. Enjoy. Marketing wasn't always something in the forefront of my mind. My life in the business world started in construction. A lot of people don't know that. I actually started working at 15 years old for a construction company. We'd leave school, 2:30 in the afternoon in high school and travel down to Macklin's territory there in Howell and Linden, and we were doing drywall. All right, so I got my start in the construction field. I wasn't ever content on working with for somebody else. Probably a few of you can relate there. I wanted to have my own thing. So it wasn't long after I learned the trade that I started my own company, and I started contracting out work. And I built a company by the age of 21 that did in 1999 over $1 million in sales in drywall. Okay? Now, couple of things a 21-year-old doesn't understand. One is numbers, how to spend money, what to do with it, how to run a business. I didn't know any of that stuff. And marketing was way off, like that was unheard of, right? So there was a little thing in 1999, 2000 called a dot-com bomb. And when I had all my eggs in one basket, two clients that were basically feeding my family, feeding my company, one of them went bankrupt, and it didn't take long for the ripple effects to happen, and I went bankrupt. I remember it's very vivid. I was about 21 years old, and recently married. I had a 4-year-old little boy, a 2-year-old baby girl. That 4-year-old boy now runs around Midnight Records. But we're sitting in the living room, and here comes this tow truck backing up. Now this is one of those unmarked grab and dash tow trucks, the repo man, coming to get our family vehicle, okay? I go out, I plead with the guy. Wasn't happening. My van was leaving, right? It was gone. I remember looking at my wife at the time, and tears down her eyes. We're pulling the car seats out, our personal effects, and the van leaves. And here I am, 21 years old, supposed to be the provider for this family. And the way that my kids are getting to daycare, my wife's getting to work, just left. All right? So you'd think that might be a wake-up call. But at 21 years old, I have no mentors. My family wasn't in business. I have nobody to rely on. So the only thing I know how to do is go work harder, right? But I have zero ability to manage that money. I'm still not marketing. I'm just now on the job site, right? So I'm trying to make ends meet. A few months later, I get a call from my best friend, Jim Warfel. Now, Jimmy was a Schwann salesman. Everybody know what a Schwann's truck is? Yeah? That's some good stuff. He was actually really good at it. But his family owned La Valley Real Estate, okay? And he was going to go into the family business. The problem was Jim was a very nice man, but not the most intelligent man. So he was having problems passing his real estate exam. So he asked me to help him. So I did. I went, we took a week, took our classes. This was his 4th attempt. And we took our real estate classes, and the next week we took our exam, and lo and behold, we both passed, and I'm a real estate guy, okay? So now I do what a lot of guys are doing. Well, I'm not purposely pointing at you, I was just pointing. Dabbling in real estate, right? I'm a construction guy, I'm fledgling at that business because, again, I have one client that's now supporting me and some odd jobs, that's it. And then now I'm dabbling in real estate. So still struggling, family holding together but falling apart, all right? The next year, 2001, September 30th, Jim Orfel, on his 24th birthday, was showing a house, walked out to his truck, collapsed, and died. So that whirlwind over the next few days between that moment in my life that still punches me in the gut just to think about, okay? From that moment to the funeral, I made a decision. I'm going in real estate. This family is wrecked. I love him like a brother. He's now gone. His mom and dad are absolutely wrecked. They need help. I like real estate. I can sell houses. I'm going into real estate. Literally walked away from a job we were in the middle of, gave it to another company, and started my career in real estate that next week. I say that to kind of give you an idea of what can happen when you don't market, when you don't have other ways of making money. You're relying on one thing, right? One client, in my case. And to tell you how I got into real estate. Very tragically, okay? This was not this wasn't my design. It was a design, but it wasn't my design. But what I did learn at La Valley was the importance of marketing, okay? That, Jim's mom, Debbie, was one of these flavor of the week, this is the new thing we're doing, marketing, and just blast it out there. I learned how important it is to be a self-promoter. You can attest in the real estate industry, everybody, actually, you probably know that pretty well. A lot of you know that. It's important to have that self-promotion aspect to your marketing plan. So what I want to talk about from the marketing perspective is the 3 ways that I feel you should focus on your business and your marketing. One is brand marketing. Let me back up. In our company, we focus on 3 things: personal, professional, and financial goals. It's called the PPF. This was why I had you bring this whiteboard over. I'm not going to end up using it, but thank you. The PPF goal sheet, we call it, is a way that our team members lay out personal, professional, and financial goals for themselves, okay? And how that relates back to marketing: personal is your personal brand, professional is your company brand, and financial is your product. So you have those 3 core pieces of marketing, okay? Brand marketing, which is all things your company. Product marketing, obviously the things that you sell. It's houses, it's your service, right? Treatments, pretty easy, right? And what do you do? I'm sorry, I missed it.
Currently unemployed, but I was just...
We have a hiring opportunity this evening, folks. All right, we'll talk later. All right. You were marketing, though. Yeah. All right. So all the things that you sell, that's your product marketing. And then personal brand marketing is who you are, which is completely separate from your business, from your product, okay? So those 3 areas is where we need to focus, and I'm going to dive into it a little bit on each one in a little deeper level. So I'm going to start with brand marketing, which is all things company related. So for us, at Woodworth Commercial, we do a lot of social, okay? And we focus on our brand, Woodworth Commercial, through our mission statement, through our core values, and that's how we brand Woodworth Commercial, right? Another thing we do, which most of you were here, is sponsorships. I just took a photo with Casey as Woodworth Commercial. Okay? Got my shirt on. That's what's written. We're sponsoring. We want that marketing out to the world. Woodworth Commercial is helping, right, local charities, in this case, Casey from Mr. Owasso. But that's an element that we want to bring on a regular basis. And we've got a few companies and nonprofit, or excuse me, not companies. We have a few nonprofits that we sponsor events for every single year. I think it's important, all right? Obviously, giving back to the community, those nonprofits need that money, no question. But it's a way to brand your company as a giver, right? It's important. The other one, because not everybody can write the check, right? But everybody can volunteer, okay? So there are opportunities, especially with social media, that you can have yourself front and center in a volunteer role as your representative of your company. Now, some of you, a lot of you, it's just you, right? So the delineation between company and personal can sometimes get mired, but it is important to keep those two things separate. And I'm going to tell you why in a little bit. But the brand marketing is, again, all things companies. All things companies. So if you don't want to write the check, or can't because the budget's tight, or because you're putting all your money back in your business, right, hopefully for marketing, then those volunteer opportunities are great. The other thing that's a free thing is this, right? Stages. Whether that's Kiwanis, Rotary, marketing meetup, right? You get the opportunity, and all of those people, by the way, are starving for people to come and talk. They're always looking for somebody new at these events for, Kiwanis in the morning, Kiwanis in the evening. They're two separate groups. Rotary. All of those places are places that you can get your brand and your message out, and they're free. And I think you need to do them all, okay? Let's see. So with brand marketing, it's all about being the brand that the consumer thinks of first when they're in the market for your product, right? So I need a massage. I need to be thinking chair and table. It's right here. I can walk there on certain days, right, to get one at lunch, potentially. I think that's how your hours are. Well, you understand what I'm saying, but yeah. Maybe after work I can walk down and get a little shoulder rub, which I need, because I'm a tense dude. But just having your brand be top of mind, right? It's 101 stuff, guys. But there's a lot of opportunities that are free from social media, volunteer, getting out in front of people, that you can get your brand out there. All right, and then something we've been doing at Woodworth Commercial a lot more of in the last 24 months is the old school stuff. Direct mailers, surprisingly, are working. All right, it's like all things are cyclical, right? It used to be, everybody probably, there's a few younger ones in here, but when I used to get an email, I read every single email. Because that was new and cool, right? I read every single email. Now, this is me. Oh, crap. What was that? Nope. Right? You just swipe through them. I get something in the mail, I'm opening it now. It's reversed a little bit. So we're doing a little bit of that old school stuff. Personal cards go a long way. I try to, once a month, sit down at my desk and just write a couple of cards and send them out to whether they're new businesses or somebody's kid I saw in the sports page or whatever. Just something from Woodworth Commercial. We've got it on our, monogrammed on the letters, and they go out. All right, simple. Costs you a little bit of time and how much is a stamp? I don't know, rolls $56, so 56 cents, right? So that's it. So we've kind of reverted back to a little bit of that old school. Matter of fact, today Ryan Calhoun was designing a mailer to go out to Milford. He just sold a building downtown Milford. I said, take some of that commission and spend it on mailers and hit every one of the businesses within a 5-mile radius so they know what you've done down there, okay? So that's brand marketing. The next thing is product marketing, right? So this is pretty obvious, right? You want to be selling your stuff where everybody's buying it, all right? But this is a miss on a lot of people. We started using Craigslist, Facebook Marketplace, some weird stuff. Doesn't work for us, but eBay, if you've got products, right? Services, that Facebook Marketplace for your services can absolutely work, Candy. Wherever people are shopping, you need to be there with your stuff. Whatever your stuff is, that attention is a currency. You have to be in front of them at all times with your product. So wherever they're looking, you need to be selling. Dakota, who I referred to earlier, my little 4-year-old that was crying when his dad's van went down the road, at RMR, when he opened up around Midnight Records, I said, your business out the back door needs to be bigger than your business in the front door, okay? What does that mean? Well, UPS, FedEx, right? He's on all those platforms, which is why he's done more in Q1 of this year than the former owner did ever in a year, okay? Because he's going where the people are buying. You have to be out there. All right, so product marketing is critical. Talked about that. Canvassing. Like, you want to talk about old school, door to door. I mean, when we get into a new market, what we say is our buyer or our tenant, get up on the roof and look around because you can see them, right? For commercial, maybe not in residential, but in commercial, a lot of times your tenant is within reaching distance. So canvassing the neighborhood with your services, and it can be as simple as, I'm Candy Kiger. I work, 50 feet away from you. Come on down next week. We're doing a thing. Jill, you have a pretty good following, but there's still opportunity to get your stuff, those cookies, which are delicious, at Shell or at, whatever gas station. But in general, the idea will still work once you can, all right? Once we have your commercial kitchen going and you are USDA approved or whatever, then we'll get those products out there. But canvassing is something that most people don't do, so it will set you apart, okay? Also, I wrote down seasonal because I think a lot of people miss opportunities. There's a something of the day or something of the month every day, every month. So when you're running out of ideas, get that whatever day of the, there's a calendar that shows, and actually your Apple calendar probably has it, but there's always a season. There's something, some event upcoming, just happened, happening today that you can use to platform off to sell your product, okay? Some of it's obvious, but some of it isn't. I'm just saying, like, a Cinco de Mayo cookie, there's a reason, right? I don't know what you would do, but you're advertising for your product, you can show it, right? During Christmas time, during Halloween, like all of it. Okay, so you get it. Point being, there's marketing opportunities for every season, so take advantage of them. The other thing is to try to innovate, all right? Something I wrote that down and I was like, well, that's kind of a big deal. If I was going to innovate, I probably wouldn't be here. I'd be rich, right? But something that came to me is text sales, okay? So when you get your license, right, you text Tony, can I deliver a dozen cookies? Pay here, right? Candy, You want that massage for your wife? Pay here. And it's a text and I can pay. I'm pretty sure that probably exists. I don't know. I just thought of it, so I wrote it down. But I'm just saying there's opportunity to get your products in front of people and make it simple, right? Make it simple. That's the biggest thing. I want to be able to push a button and have it done. That's how the consumer is. That's why Amazon is what it is, right? It's huge because it's simple. So make it simple for them to buy your stuff and be everywhere the buyers are, okay? Maybe that was the nugget. I saw some heads nodding. Maybe that was the nugget I was hoping one of you would get. All right, and then the last part of the three-legged stool, if you will, of marketing is personal branding. Okay, this is something that I've gotten real heavy in lately. It's who you are, all right? And quite frankly, it doesn't really matter what you're selling. It doesn't matter what your company is. People aren't stupid. They can put that together, right? So I think I said it earlier, but attention is currency. So when you have the people's attention, you can convert that to money. You had everyone's attention in this town. Did it translate to dollars? I probably think it did, right? I found out about her because my kids couldn't wait for the next episode. Not all of us are going to have an opportunity like that. But we all have the opportunity to be out there on social media. So what I've been doing lately, and I've heard it already 4 different times from people in this meeting, and that is my 75-day hard challenge. Got it. Thanks, Tone. Now, what that is a fitness challenge. It has nothing to do with commercial real estate. But I made a decision a couple months ago that if I wanted to be the best I can be at my business, then I had to be the best I can be in my mind. And if my mind had to be the best it could be, so did my body. So I made a decision to get fit. I will gladly say I've lost over 40 pounds, 3.5 inches across my waist and 2 across my butt as of yesterday. So I'm getting fit, but I'm not just doing it in my basement. I'm putting out the before and after pictures. And I had no idea the response that I was going to get. I was on a phone call this morning with somebody asking about it. We've got like 15 guys doing this right now, okay? And it has nothing to do with Woodworth Commercial. It has nothing to do with what I'm trying to sell or what I'm trying to lease. But what I'm doing is getting the attention of the people, right? So that can translate 10 years from now when I don't want to be selling real estate anymore. I've got all this attention built up over the years. I can go sell this and still have those people. I can go promote this nonprofit and have those people's attention, right? So your personal brand of the 3 is probably the most important of them all because it's going to translate to the sales of whatever it is you're doing. Because not all of us might not be doing what we're doing 10 years from now. But we're still going to be us, right? So why not bring the thought process of marketing to our personal brand, okay? And the biggest thing and the easiest thing eventually becomes easy is social media. Insta, TikTok, name it, flavor of the week, right? So for me, it's been Instagram primarily, Facebook. I am shifting to Twitter, yep, and LinkedIn. LinkedIn for personal brand, because a lot of the people I want to talk to are there, okay? Probably won't go the TikTok way. My daughter, whole nother story. Well, I'll tell you. Because the activity of promoting yourself in the beginning is hard. It's like trying to draw a line on a rock with a rock. There's a lot of friction there. It's difficult. It takes effort, right? Eventually you get the line, but that was hard work, all right? But the further you go, it becomes drawing a line in the sand. There's still some friction, but man, it's easier. And eventually, if you keep going, here's your line. It's like drawing it in the air. It becomes just what you're doing, who you are. It's part of my life. And I brought up my daughter because these kids, I don't know if you know this, they follow YouTube people, right? That have nothing to sell. All they're selling is their personal brand. And so my daughter started making YouTube videos, and she was so concerned in the beginning about what her content was, right? Rock against rock, like a lot of friction, a lot of thought. And I just kept telling her, just make another one, make another one. She'll get limited out on a day for posting videos now. And she has like 4,000 followers. She's got videos that have had 1 million views. She's like now tracking to become monetized. Guys, she just turned 11 on Saturday, okay? My 10-year-old, my 11-year-old can do this. We're smart enough to be able to do this, okay? And it doesn't have to have a lot of thought, right? Just yesterday I posted a fish I caught. I just do it because I had a Woodworth commercial shirt on. That's why I did that. But anyway, point being, put it out there, right? And I have been backing off. I had backed off during COVID because there was a little bit of heat going on with what content was going on. Like you shouldn't be selling things during a pandemic. Like, I don't know if any of you experienced that, but it was weird. So I backed off. And unfortunately, because I backed off, I kind of forgot to get back out there. So I am doubling down on that currently. We're doubling down on everything. And that was originally my talk, right? Tony said, give me a theme. Well, he asked for a theme like the day he told me he needed me to speak because somebody else couldn't. And I'm like, doubling down in an economic downturn. But in reality, what I'm telling you is everything needs to be 5 times what you're doing right now in all of these. And can you imagine what your business would look like if you tripled your efforts in all 3 of these areas? It translates to dollars, folks. All right, and the last part I will say about your personal brand is you have to connect the dots between what you say, especially on social, and the fact that you're trying to sell somebody something, right? So I wrote down the word kindness because it's important, I think. Oh yeah, Tony's got the sign, kindness matters. Your personal brand is a reflection, whether you like it or not, of your business, of your product. Now I think they all stand alone, but we want people, we want the public, we want our customers to be connecting those dots. So if you're an asshole about this, that, or the other, it turns them off from your product, no matter how good it is. Guilty, I've been an asshole in the past. It's happened. Thanks, Tony. I didn't need acknowledgement. But thank you for your input. No, but seriously, guys, it's like you have to always be thinking somebody's looking because guess what? They are, right? So let's turn ourselves into our best image of ourselves so that it reflects appropriately on our product and our company and then our bank accounts, because that's why we're here, right? We're here because we're wanting to learn more about marketing. Well, why? Because I just want to market? No, because I want dollars in my checking account at the end of the day. No, you don't?
Well, I do.
Okay, because you were shaking your head and I was confused.
You're right, I'm shaking my head.
Absolutely. All right. Yeah. We're in this room because we're in a business. And the purpose of the business is to grow and make money. That's the purpose. So having each one of these things amplified over the course of the rest of your life in business, focus on those 3 things and you're going to make more money. All right? So that's my call to action. I've given you the 3, what I think, and again, I told you they might not agree with everything I say, but I don't know what else there would be. If you're a business owner, there's 3 legs to a marketing structure. Yourself, your product, and your business itself, all right? So spend some time. If you can, spend some money and amplify those efforts. in the coming months. Because what I have found over the years in my business is when everyone else backed off and I pushed, it was 10x. It was exponential growth. Because everyone else is a little scared, right? They're not writing the check. They're not spending the money to sponsor an ad on Facebook Marketplace. They're not doing those things. So you and your efforts become greater because everybody else is pulled back. All right? So if you can't write the check, volunteer, get yourself out there. Social media posts are free. And you don't have to think about them too much because they disappear after, a day? It's on to the next thing, right? So you need to be there the next day so that you are the next thing, right? So what I'm trying to tell you, and I'm going to wrap it up because I got to be close to, I'm probably way over 20 minutes. No?
Fine, man.
All right. Do not, please, be the 21-year-old version of me that can get kicked in the gut and still do the same stuff and expect some miracle to happen, because it's not. You have to take control of your business. You have to take control of your company. You have to take control of your life and be the one sending the message out. All right? Can you imagine what this community would look like if not only everyone in this room, but all these businesses around us multiplied their efforts in the next 12 to 18 months? Because Owasso everywhere, right? We all will benefit. Yeah, we will all benefit from each other's efforts. Okay? So, good luck. And that's it, man. Do the work and spend the money. Like right now is the time. And that's not a plug for AZ. You don't have to spend it with AZ to do your marketing. You can do this yourself. But if you need help, please, like I do, call AZ. All right. So with that, I'm happy to answer any questions. If nobody's got them, I will happily go drink another bottle of water. All right. Very good.